Okay, in this video I'm going to introduce you to a little community garden that I recently joined. It's been a few weeks. It's my friend's Patty's garden. She's number 13. This plot is one that's near mine, and it recently had a bunch of weeds and I couldn't take it anymore. I had to weed it. But I left all the other stuff that volunteered from, I guess, previous seasons. And here's my garden. This plot is 6 by 15 feet. I'm plot number 22. And yes, I'm the only one with a mailbox, but you're probably wondering, why does she have a mailbox? It's really for storage. See, I can put my keys in here. And look, I even have a little tile that I write notes to Patty. And so it's got little storage stuff in there. And I'm using a concept called square foot gardening. And it's by this guy named Mel. If you Google him, square foot gardening, I'm sure his name will pop up. But anyways, the concept is building a garden and separating it out by square feet. And so what I did, because he recommends you have a visual, is I used bamboo. And it's cheap, you can easily cut it and to any length that you want, and of course I was trying to do 12 by 12. Now some of these things are not exactly 12 by 12, but because I decided to grow something else in here. So for example, I'm going to take you on a quick tour. This is bachelor buttons, which is a kind of flower, and then this over here is sweet pea, and I've got Oregon sugar snap peas, and the whole idea is it's going to grow up on this trellis over here. And then I also used as my planter material cinder block. I was originally going to use redwood, but redwood and cedar are really expensive. It was going to cost me, just for the building materials, $5.85. So I decided to use cinder block, and it's a lot cheaper, $32 for all this. And look, here's an extra benefit. You can plant in the holes. And this will be very durable. I mean, this will probably outlive me. So I've got lots of things growing up in here. I'm not only trying to use square foot gardening, that concept, but I'm also trying to do what they call companion gardening, meaning I'm trying to plant things that like each other or help each other out together. So in this case, here's an example of that. I've got cucumbers growing over here, and then I'm going to have yellow corn over here. And the corn is supposed to shade the cucumbers. And over here, I have the bush beans, because bush beans like cucumbers. And then I've got radishes and onions, because radish and onions get along. And then here's another example of companion gardening. I have marigolds with the tomatoes. And I also have a nastrium, because the nastrium helps the tomato plant. So here I've got onions growing next to beets, because onions and beets like each other. And then I also have my lettuce growing here, and I'm growing it under a shade cloth. So this little thing right here, this is my PVC pipe, and it's like what they call a hoop house. And you can just take, this is pretty nifty, you can just pull it down like that, and you've got your shade. So see how that comes down like that? Isn't that cool? Alright, and I've got some strawberries hanging here. So the concept with square foot gardening is you don't have to harvest all your crops at one time. For example, this lettuce over here, you can just harvest little bits of it, enough to make a salad, and then you can also take from spinach and arugula, and the crop can still grow. So you're not doing mass harvest, which is great, because it's really just, well, actually I was going to say it was just me and my husband, but guess what? My family wants to also be fed from this. So the other reason why I'm trying to do square foot gardening, because as you can see, my plot is not very big, but I have to feed a lot of people. Another concept I'm trying is this thing called container gardening. This is a little bit of a hydroponic element to it, and I'm going to actually do another video later, and I'll show you how to do that. I promise, because I can't stand when people say they're going to do a follow-up video and then they don't do it, but I will, okay? So you've probably heard of this as also as bucket gardening, but so far these are probably a week into it and really well. They seem to like it, and it's nice because it's a self-watering container. So anyways, thanks for doing a tour with me on this garden, and look for subsequent videos on the progress. All right, talk to you later.